Hello, and welcome to the 11th episode of Radio Free Filler. We've been going through our mailbag, and the response has been, well, really interesting. Anyway, we've decided to add a brand new component called Complaint Letters from Home. Here's one. Dear Kerr. What? Dear Kerr? Is that a typo? Shouldn't that be? How can you have a typo in a handwritten letter? Oh well, never mind. I'll just read what it says. Dear Kerr, I would like to object in the strongest possible way to your characterization of the preacher in your 8th episode. It is an insult to all the honest, hard-working... Did you ever notice how these letters always describe the people they're talking about as hard-working? I mean, can you really believe that all those folks are really hard-working? I mean, there's bound to be a goof-off or a slacker out there somewhere. And what about the people who just happen to have easy jobs? What about, I don't know. What about sponsors or MCs, for instance? Oh, sorry, I got distracted there. Anyway, it goes on. I would like to object, blah, blah, blah. It is an insult to all the honest, hard-working believers out there who donate their life savings to these crooks. Don't these swindlers get enough attention without your including them in comedy sketches? It's like taking a bank robber and making him a figure of fun with a ridiculous name. Besides which, they drain all the suckers before the rest of us can get a chance. Sincerely, the great big acquisitive Phil Coffers. P.S. I would have liked to object in the strongest possible way, but I don't have an address where I can send the bomb. This letter will have to do. Well, Mr. Coffers, I wouldn't worry about it. This show manages to bomb every week without any outside help. Oh, here's another letter. I am the mother of 16 children, and I am shocked that my little ones might get exposed to the salacious simperings of that awful Whispering Wendy character. It's bad enough that they're playing their records backwards to hear the hidden messages in Mersey Dotes. Now some of the older boys are starting to have dreams about Whispering Wendy, and the older girls are starting to ask me all kinds of embarrassing questions. I feel that I am within my rights in demanding an on-air apology. Sincerely, Mrs. Hester Pun Dinsdale, or should have been. Well, Mrs. Pun Dinsdale, I was especially impressed by your use of red stationery, so we're going to honor your request. Here, with her very own on-air apology, all the way from fake overseas, is the truly repentant Whispering Wendy.
I saw your scarlet letter, and I want you to know just how sorry I am. I now realize that I have really been very, very naughty. I'm sorry. So very sorry. I know I've been a very naughty girl. I'm sorry. So very sorry. And I wouldn't do you harm for all the world. I could help you older girls with their buttons on their blouses, and even help the older boys by washing out their trousers. Please permit me. Just name the task. I promise to do anything you ask. And as for all the gentlemen who also are upset, I'll do my best to help you all forgive and forget. I'm sorry. So very sorry. I know I've been a very naughty girl. it. A very, very, very naughty girl.
Well, that should certainly take care of that complaint.
Remember, I'll do anything. Anything at all. Just call.
Now we have another special guest. It's that wild and crazy perfume expert, none other than Jerry Cologne. Where's Jerry?
Jerry couldn't make it today, but he says you can call him and he'll do his appearance on the telephone.
He wants to appear without appearing?
Well, after all, it is just radio.
Fair enough. Do you have his number?
Here you go.
Okay, let's put this on speaker.
Your call is very important to us. Please listen to all of the following as our options are constantly changing. No, seriously, we change them all the time. Even if you called only yesterday, the options have changed even since then. We do it on purpose. Now, you must understand that your call may be recorded for quality purposes. In fact, it will definitely be recorded, and it will be used as evidence against you in a court of law. And don't even think about hanging up. Thinking about hanging up is punishable by a fine of not less than $100 and a sentence of 300 words or more. Now, here are your options. To do nothing, press 1. To hear the rest of these options, press 2. To skip to the last option, press 3. This will cause all the options to then play in reverse order. If you like the number 4, press 4. To find out Mr. Cologne's previous address, press 5. It won't matter since he doesn't live there anymore. For our hours of operation, press 6. For a funny story about Mr. Cologne's last operation, press 7. For a list of Mr. Cologne's previous operations, press 8. For a lot of annoying music, press 9. To eventually speak with an operator, press 0. You have pressed 0. If this is correct, press 1. If this is incorrect, press 2. If this was your original choice, but you have since changed your mind, press 3. If you like the number 4, press 4. To avoid being disconnected, press 5. Otherwise, just stay on the line and your call will be promptly disconnected by the first available agent. Is very important to us. You see, we have an office pool about which call will hang on the longest, and there's quite a bit of money involved. Meanwhile, please stay on the line while our operators step out for some fresh air. Your call is very important to us. We use the number of calls we receive to attract sponsors, so the greater the number of calls, the better our statistics look. Please stay on the line so that our musicians can help maximize their airplay. you still there? We're so sorry. We all went out for cocktails. One of our agents will be with you just as soon as they finish their drinks, followed by a round of really tasty hors d'oeuvres and a quick game of bridge. If you prefer beer pong, press the number pi.
Well, we're out of time anyway. Maybe we'll get Jerry in for next week. Meanwhile, we're going to try a little experiment in time travel. Come with me to the first meeting of the Society of Primitive Inventors. I now call this meeting of the Society of Primitive Inventors to order. I see you all have brought your latest inventions to share. Now, who would like to go first?
I'll take the lead. My invention is called the wheel.
Wow, the original model.
Not exactly. The original got badly damaged, so this is my second version.
This looks dumb. Let me show you what I invented. Are you ready? Behold, fire!
You didn't invent that. You found it after the lightning hit that tree. You've just brought a little bit of it along on a stick.
Well, look what happens to this pile of twigs.
Well then, look what happens when my wheel gets rolling.
Hey, you rolled right through my fire.
That's what you get for burning my first wheel.
Gentlemen, please, now that we've seen your demonstrations, both of them, let's get on with the next presenter.
I've just invented the inclined plane. It won't fit inside the cave here, but you can see it outside.
Where is it? On the top of that hill?
It is the hill. You didn't invent that. The hill was already there. Like your fire. Why, I oughta...
Gentlemen, please. Now, Mr. Fire, please sit down. And you, Mr. Plane, why don't you go sit over there next to Mr. Wheel? Maybe the two of you can work something out. All right, who's next?
Well, I've just invented the lever. See, when I push this end down, the other end goes up.
Yeah, well, I got a club.
Do you mean you just invented it?
No, I found it.
You found it?
Well, I borrowed it from this dead guy.
How could a dead person lend you something?
Well, he wasn't dead until I tried it out.
I see. But if you didn't invent it, how can you replicate your result?
What do you mean?
Have you thought about manufacturing and distribution?
Huh?
You know, how to make more clubs and then sell them to other people.
I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep using it.
Oh dear, you're such a troglodyte.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got this club that I made. What do you got?
Well, I have just invented integral calculus.
What good is that?
Well, for one thing, I can find the area under the curve and... Oh!
Now let's see if you can find your teeth.
See, when I push this end down, the other end goes up.
Well, I have just invented the number 0.
That's nothing.
See, when I push this end down, the other end goes up.
Hey, look here, guys. Know what I've got? The plague. The plague? Yeah, it's easy to do, and it's really catchy. First, you get kind of dizzy, and then you start coughing. And aren't you afraid of the consequences? Oh, don't be silly. Plagues don't kill people. Actually, they do. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to go back and refine that argument a little.
Let's get out of here. Oh, no.
See, when I push this end down, hey, where'd everybody go?
And that ends the first meeting of the Society of Primitive Inventors. Now we'd like to bring on a very special act, that newest singing sensation, Campo Cerrado, and his latest hit, Don't Go There.
The weather outside is so nice today. It makes you want to go to the park to play. But when you get there, what do you know? There's a sign at the gate that says the parks are closed. The temperature is so nice and warm. You want to toss a ball around, so what's the harm? You rest on a bench when you're tired and sore, but you don't know who was sitting there before. Don't go there. Don't go there. It's a beautiful day, but they mean what they say. Don't go there. You hang out with your friends in the neighborhood, and they all agree that masks don't do any good. And it's no big deal while you're goofing off, but you get a funny feeling when you start to cough. Don't go there. Don't go there. You may have doubts, but you don't want to find out. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. It's a beautiful day, but they mean what they say. Don't go there.